Good evening, ladies and gents. It is the time again for me to do another review. And I know it came on the other night, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. By the way, we keep seeing shines of gold. I just did my hair yesterday. So, yeah. Anyways, so let's get into it. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of read a little bit about what it says here and then just kind of talk about it. I'm going to do it a little differently instead of trying to do it from memory. The fact that we've got like 3 episodes left is crazy to me. But anyways, alright, let's get going. Here's what they say about it on Wikipedia, and I will go more into detail. After 1 year after the events at Camp Redwood, Richter, or Jingles, has grown weary of Ramirez's murderous tendencies and alerts locals of his presence. So, when it starts, you see this one room where these people are trying to sleep, and there's loud music playing, and this overweight lady is just like, I can't do this anymore. So she goes over to the apartment to tell Richard to turn down the music, or whoever. She tells him to turn down the music, and Richard opens the door and says, there's only one way that my music plays. And basically that's like I thought he was going to say all or nothing, but basically he just meant all the way. And so he tries to woo her, and she starts swooning, and then basically he comes and takes her in, or tries to take her in so he can kill her. And Jingles, or for this I'm going to say what his real name was, which they call him Richter. I'm not sure what his real name's supposed to be. What is his real name supposed to be? Sorry, I know. I can't remember. But, Richter, we're just gonna call him, Benjamin. Okay, so his name's Benjamin. We'll just call him by his last name. Richter tells him to let her go. He doesn't want to be in the killing life anymore. He wants nothing to do with it. But Richard tells him that, if you don't do Satan's bidding, there's going to be literally hell to pay. So the next day, they're in the car. They're playing some heavy metal music or whatever. And so Richter's driving, and then Richard's like, do you want anything? And he's like, yeah, just a tab. Which, for those of you who don't know, the young people, tab, I think it's still around, is a drink. It's basically like Coke or Pepsi or something, but it's an old brand. So that's what he says he wants. He goes in the store, and then Richter changes the tape out to I think it's REO Speedwagon's Can't Take This or Fight This Feeling Anymore. So while Richard's in the store, he gets out, Richter gets out, goes to the newspaper, sees in a Spanish newspaper with with Richard's picture on it. So he puts a coin in there, takes the newspaper out and gives it to these ladies, these Spanish ladies, and hints that the person that's on the cover, which is Richard, is in the store. And then he walks away. So then they look at the paper. She looks inside. And then, next thing you know, Richter's gone. He said, fuck this, I'm out. And so then Richard comes out and sees all these people around. Shoot, you know what? I just realized that I didn't do my spoiler thing. Sorry. I meant to tell you guys that if you haven't seen it, then don't watch until you've seen it. Because there was going to be spoilers. Sorry, I forgot. Anyways, from this point on. Anyway. So then he starts booking it. Once he realizes there's a big gang of people, he's like, oh, fuck this. So he starts running away, and all these Hispanic people, all these Mexicans start chasing him down the street. And, he gets to this one car where he was trying to pull this lady out so he can drive away and get away. But, they all catch up to him. So which here is where it says, after he alerts the locals of his presence, giving Richter the chance to drive away alone and resulting in Ramirez's arrest. So, yeah, he gets arrested. Okay. So, yeah. Then the opening starts and stuff. Anyways, 4 years later, this is mind you, this is after everyone's been gone, dead, whatever. The ghost of Montana Xavier, which I don't like Xavier anymore. He's kind of turned into a little douche, but whatever. Still trapped in purgatory on the campgrounds, kills everyone who trespasses, much to the frustration of Ray's ghost and the ghosts of other counselors. Oh, yeah. That's the end of the sentence. Okay, so at this point, there's a guy who's taking pictures of birds and nature and blah blah blah. He has this camera that he got for his birthday, and he sees, I keep wanting to call her Brooke, but it's Montana. Montana is sunbathing on the dock, and he doesn't know that she's dead. So she's like, take a picture, it'll last longer. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to, like, whatever. Sorry about that. So he says, sorry, didn't mean to bother you. And she's like, no, it's fine. And she has him take a picture. And then she starts flirting with him. He's like, oh, no, I got my girlfriend with me, blah, 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 whatever. She still keeps flirting because she's dead. She doesn't really give a fuck. Although I think she would have anyways in real life, or like in life. So then she talks about his fanny pack. And then she's like propositioning him, and then he wants to, but then she stabs him in the gut. And then stabs him in the chest. And then stabs him wherever. So she kills him. And then, then it switches over to, Margaret. She's on the show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, but we'll come back to that. It does that first, and then it goes back to Montana and Xavier and Ray. But since we're on this subject, we're going to do this first. So, basically, go back to them. Ray flips out. Or no. First off, Xavier and Montana are sitting there going through clothes of people that they've killed. And Montana sees this one little top. And she's like, do you think I could wear this? Blah, blah, blah. Do you think, blah, 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 blah. She's trying to get input. And then Ray comes over and he's like, what the heck, man? You have to stop killing all these people. You can't kill every single person that comes through. And they're both like, yeah, we can. And then Xavier is talking about, and I thought this was kind of sad, but still kind of fucked, that he tried being good in life and it got him nowhere. And that he tried to be nice and save Margaret, but then she ended up killing him. So he's saying, fuck it, I'm gonna be bad and start killing people. And then this girl comes over. Oh no, he shows them the newspaper first. Which you find out that Brooke is going to be executed. Or pretty much euthanized. They're like, oh god, this is like the best thing ever, and blah 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 blah, and they see this girl that comes over who's still alive, and Ray comes over and tries to talk to her and everything, and she's like, who are you? And Xavier comes up from behind and like slashes her throat, so he kills her. And he's like, man, fuck this. Ray's like, I'm done with cleaning up your shit. So, now going back to Margaret, this is where, Margaret becomes a rich real estate mogul, or whatever, and renovates infamous murder locations alongside Trevor, who survived her murder attempt, which when I saw him, I'm like, that fucker's dead, how? But anyways, the two enter a contentious marriage, and Trevor's threat to expose the truth, or amid Trevor's threat to expose the truth. So basically it shows, this is like 1989 at this point. So basically it shows Trevor in a hospital bed, because when I first saw him, I'm like, wait, that fucker's dead. Apparently not. So there's talking, and he remembers everything that happened, and so she's like, she said that they have to be married because they can't make you testify against your spouse, which fuck that. I would have anyways. And, yeah. So they're married and supposed to pretend to have this nice, big, happy, like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. And, basically, she doesn't want to get ratted out, so she threatens him, she tells him that they have to get married so that he doesn't expose her. While they're making out, that's where this one little dude, which I'm sure you guys remember from, what was it called? Roanoke. See, I don't even like Roanoke. I couldn't remember the season name. I couldn't remember the season because I don't even like Roanoke that much, to be honest. If it's not that important to me to actually remember this, then, fuck it. But anyways, I'm trying to find the guy's name. I don't know. Anyways, we're just going to say Margaret's assistant. He comes in and talks about Brooks's, like, her thing that she's going to be executed or whatever. And so, after that, that's when it switches back to the campsite. But anyways, going on, switching to a lighter thing. A reformed Richter, now living a quiet life in Alaska with his new wife and son, learns of the project. Oh, wait. Before that, Margaret chooses Camp Redwood for her next project. To chagrin, whatever. Yeah, basically Chet's ghost sees her and wants to murder her. But anyways. Oh, sorry. She wants to capitalize on Redwood. Basically make it like a Halloween thing. And yes, Richter, or Jingles, is now in Alaska with a family of his own, trying to live a happy life, blah 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 blah. And then he finds out about Redwood while they're watching TV, and she's like, I'm sorry, I know you didn't want to hear about that place ever again. And he's like, no. When I see the place, I don't feel anything. It's nothing to me. But anyway, while Richard's in prison and it shows Brooke, Brooke is in her cell. And she wakes up from her cell with the words, sorry, my friend just messaged me. Hang on. That's why I said it was fucked. Anyways, my friend that I was talking to actually was watching it too. Anyways, so he's talking to her through here, and Richard is talking to Brooke, and basically is trying to convert her to Satanism. And for some reason, I mean, we'll find out why. There's probably some type of gain, but whatever. But she tells him to fuck off, basically. She wants nothing to do with him, and yeah, whatever. The guard up front, he's eating cafeteria food, and the other guard, the head person that's above him, is just like, they didn't tell you about the cafeteria food here, did they? You'll find out later that he is on the shitter, and I'll get to that part, actually. Let me come back to that one. But going back to Jingles, he returns home one night to find his wife murdered by Richard, who broke out of prison with Satan's help. Oh, and then of course it says Richter gives his son away and leaves, intent on killing Richard. So basically with that, going back to the guard that was eating that shitty ass food, he's sitting on the toilet, shitting his brains out. Meanwhile, Brooke is on the table and she's being euthanized. And I say euthanized, I mean like you would put an animal down. Like when you put your animals to sleep, basically. Meanwhile, Richard is sitting there summoning Satan, basically, into the prison guard that's shitting on the thing. And he lets him out. And then that's when Richard escapes, does his thing to Jingles, or Richter. And once Richter realizes that he can't escape his fate, I guess, he leaves his baby at the neighbor's cupboard because it's like pouring. And he tells him about what's going on and basically just says, when he's old enough, tell him that I love him so much. And he's like, well, if you love him, why don't you take him with you? She's like, because he's like, I want to protect him. So then he leaves. Meanwhile, it says here, actually, I'm not going to read that. I'm going to actually talk about this one. So, I did not think that Brooke was going to die. She was on the table, dead as a doornail, after being euthanized. I honestly thought that the guard was going to do something. I don't know why, maybe because of the fact that Richard summoned him, kind of, whatever. So I thought he was going to do something, but he didn't. Brooke was dead. Or was she? Actually, she was. But she was on the table. And somebody in a medical suit or something, you don't know who they are. Although I saw that it was a female just because of the body shape. I was like, is that a female? If so, who is that? And then whoever it is took a needle with adrenaline and injected it into Brooke. And she comes alive, and come to find out, guess who saves her ass? Donna. Donna comes back and saves her. And then that's it. She was posed, I guess, as it says here, as the executioner. So she's not dead. And that's where we left off. So we'll see. There's only 3 episodes left. The next one's called Lady in White, then Rust in Pieces, and then The Final Girl. And this one was called episode 100 because it's the 100th episode from the series. Can't believe he's made 100 episodes. But anyway, that is where we are right now. What do I think? Considering that Richter, or Jingles, who's back, Jingles is back, is out for blood. I think he's going to try to kill Richard, as it says here, but who knows. And then I think he's going to kill Margaret, which I hope he does, because that bitch needs to die. I can't stand her ass. I don't really know what to say about Brooke. Although I think she's going to start heading towards Margaret, too. To kill her. And same goes for Donna. I don't know. And I saw, like, the previews of the next one, and I'm just like, what the heck? I don't know, it's getting good. Why is it that when it starts to get really good, that's when the series is about to end? Anyway, so we'll see how it goes next week. Day before Halloween. And, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I actually was rooting for Jingles because he was really trying to change his life around. And, unfortunately, it's not it. That's not what's in the cards for him, which kind of sucks, but whatever. But I really hope, really, really hope that they get Margaret. Fucking finish that bitch. Anyways, I'm gonna go, and I think Trevor actually is going to confess and be like, this is really what happened. But we'll see. Talk to you guys later. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Let me know what you'd like to see on my gaming channel, because I need some ideas and inspiration. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, and bye, y'all.